A normal person, yeah, it would be scary, but we're not normal, I guess. That's what people say.
The surface is always changing throughout the race. You got to do different things with your body. We're changing the motorcycle constantly.
You know, it's good. There's a lot of tough competitors, so you have to be on top of your game.
You never stop. So even when you go to bed, you'll be thinking about racing.
That's what keeps bringing me back, you know. It's adrenaline and having all these fans around here cheering for you. You know, we're out here going 100 miles an hour sliding sideways on the dirt, you know, and these people appreciate it.
Such a battle, but at the same time, it was two guys that totally trust each other. I mean, we were pushing each other around a little bit, but at the same time, man, it was fun.
You know, these guys are all my heroes, and I respect them all, no matter what they ride.
Yeah, we're going to keep working. It's all we can do.
I can't see myself doing anything else.
We'll be there for life, you know?
What do you think, Daytona, if it gets cold again next year? This is a dude, you gotta try it out. Mine's on right now. It's warm.
Yeah, I got third place. Look, you got a little ledge for it. And I was like, yeah, it's pretty funny.
Yeah, for sure. It's
We're doing an interview, sir. What's that? I talked to Jake Johnson earlier. He said his training program is a lot of TV and a lot of couch time.
Don't let him fool you. He rides every now and then.
That's just a design flaw, right, Chad?
Yeah, an accident. They got this mean butt workout routine. I just haven't started it, so they're like, I told them to leave it a little bit extra once I get it. Yeah.
I spoke to Jake Johnson earlier. He said he's going to try to stuff you up in turn one, first chance he gets.
I don't know.
Any response to that?
He's all talk.
Okay.
He's all talk. He's a sissy anyway.
I just tell Billy that he looks funny in green.
It was actually my first race on an 80. Bought the bike from Paul Lynch, you know, former national number 19. He's like, yeah, we probably should have told you that when you bought it. It did it to me all the time.
And I tell him to write something stupid because I figure when I get old and stupid, I can sit there and look at a wall and go, oh yeah, I remember that.
There you go, honey. Thanks for coming.
Welcome to Indianapolis, Indiana. I'm Ryan Duffy, and we're here to see some flat track racing. Now, flat track racing is kind of like motocross in that they're going in circles, except it's without the jumps and it's a whole lot faster. Today, we're at the Lucas Oil Indy Mile, which is the biggest race in the sport.
There's a lot of cool things that's going to happen tonight, and that's what these people want to come here to see, is how did these darn guys get so fast sliding a motorcycle?
Flat track racing is a distinctly American phenomenon, and it's the wellspring for all motorcycle racing worldwide. It's the first competitive motorcycle racing discipline to average speeds of 100 miles per hour, and speeds today can reach up to 140. Riders plow into turns, using their foot as a rudder to maintain high speeds and draft. The sport is the ultimate in high risk and low reward. Riders travel all over the country, often on their own dime, for virtually no payout. Although it took a back seat to the frosted tips of motocross and the thick accents of Euro GP for the last couple of decades, flat track is experiencing a real resurgence as of late.
What a fabulous turnout we have. You guys are doing a wonderful job supporting the series, and we all know how important tonight's race is to the dirt track in general. I mean, eyes from all over the world will be here watching you. You know, don't forget, we'll get in to practice and qualifying, and then we have our open pit area to be able to let the fans come in and meet you guys, the stars.
It's our Daytona 500 or Indianapolis 500. We've got an awful lot of foreign European press here today. And, you know, our world champions grew up dirt track racing.
Right.
So all these Europeans want to know, how did these guys get so fast?
Sure.
So they want to come witness for themselves how these guys grew up and what the art of sliding the motorcycle is all about.
Right.
Because that's what the Americans took to Europe.
How long have you been involved in the sport?
I was a professional racer myself for 26 years, won 23 national championship events, and, you know, had a great career. I retired at the end of '99, and the AMA Pro Racing brought me on board.
Well, that's great. You're the man to show us around then. That's killer.
Absolutely. So. First of all, everybody comes, they get here, they unload, they go through tech inspection, and our tech inspector puts a number on the bike. And each bike also, when it goes through tech inspection, we put a little transponder on the motorcycle, because each time the riders cross over the finish line, it starts the clock on that particular motorcycle. That's how we determine who the fast qualifier is, and they get 3 sessions on the racetrack prior to race time. The first time is a practice session, just to go out and, you know, get the feel of the racetrack and figure out what adjustments I'm going to have to make to my motorcycle. Then the second time, they're actually qualifying. We'll see if we can find Chris Carr. Brian, I'd like you to meet 7-time Grand National Champion Chris Carr. He won the Lucas Oil Indy Mile last year, but he's got another milestone he's looking for today, and I think we ought to ask him what that is.
What is that, Chris?
If I get on the podium, it'll be my 200th visit to the top 3 on the box.
Can you believe that? 200 times.
200 times.
So what's your day like now, your typical day, getting ready? Obviously, there's qualifying and your practice runs and all that. Can you kind of take us through your day?
For me, it's, there's no set routine. For the most part, in the back of my mind, I'm thinking about how I'm going to win that 25-lap race, and all the other stuff I'm on autopilot on.
Sure.
My focus right now is not so much on you guys, but how am I going to get to that checkered flag first after 25 miles?
Of course.
This is why he's 7-time Grand National Champion, is being able to figure out, because you've had 20 laps to see who you can draft by, if you can come from 3rd to 1st. I mean, how does that all play out in a rider's head? That's what determines, in my mind, who wins this race tonight.
I mean, there's so many different variables. We're in a 100-mile-an-hour average chess match out there. We're trying to outsmart the other guy. That's kind of the aura of flat track. It's really, that's the beauty of it for me. It's the thinking part of it.
You're not going to believe it.
Come on down here. Let me show you somebody else.
It's been a while since I won a race, actually 2 years, but Joe Cobb and Chris Carr, they're definitely, guys to beat here for sure. And, everybody wants to win.
The thing, Ryan, is it's consistency. I mean, you haven't won a race, but I mean, you're not leading the points by a fluke. You've been so darn consistent at all different types of racetracks.
Biggest thing is definitely to stay consistent, like Steve said. Consistency's top 3 is where we want to be, and we want to make sure when that white flag drops, you want to at least try to see if you can lead it off 4, or if you can draft at the start-finish line off 4.
See, that's what's so cool. Everybody's got,
Yeah.
a lot of thinking goes on when you're out there on the racetrack.
The strategy's amazing.
And what makes these guys professional is they can get their mind up to speed.
Yeah.
Where in their mind, I might be running 130 mile an hour, but everything seems like it's in slow motion. A lot of, laps will go by that quick.
Yeah.
I mean, you look at these guys, when they come off the racetrack, they're barely breaking a sweat.
Yeah.
The racing in this is a lot better than motocross. It's the most fun, especially when you have the drive like us racers, you could say, do. Nothing else matters.
Yeah. Enjoy the show.
Thank you so much, man. We really will. It's going to be a blast. So we're here in the infield at the Indy Mile. We spent the better part of the morning meeting some of the racers. But right now we're a few minutes before qualifying and practice runs, so everyone's kind of hunkering down. We're going to let them be and look forward to seeing them tonight.
I'm a big motocross fan, but I've lived the flat track life, and I wanted to bring flat track to the forefront like motocross is in American media. And a lot of the flat track sites that are out now are the way the racing used to be and things like that, and I really wanted to make it more of what's going on here at the racetrack, make the riders into superstars,
For American racing, I think this is the route.
Seems to have stripped bike racing down to its core.
This is a family thing. This comes from roots. It starts here, and once it gets in you, you can't get away from it. More and more people are finding out about it.
Yeah.
And when they go, they get hooked. I done this from the 70s, back when Jay Springsteen was still racing, and I've been all over the whole country doing this. It's just spectacular, the way they're drafting one another. They'll bump in the corners, touching one another. It's fantastic.
Really fast.
fireworks display this evening and stay and enjoy the great music that we've got lined up for you. Thanks, folks. It's been awesome being in the Phillies. Can't wait to get back.